Alright, so I'm back testing out the iFi ZEN CAN Signature headphone amp. I've already kind of run some of the cables here because honestly it's a disaster back there because I keep getting more stuff. I've already got a record queued up by the band, Brown album, in case you're interested. You won't be hearing it though because I'll be wearing headphones, but that's the one I usually test just about everything with. So if you've watched any of my videos before, you've probably heard it before. But basically, I've just run the power cable, I've run the RCA plugs that they gave us, and we're going to take a look at it. I'm going to go ahead and take these caps off. The RCA plugs, so of course, you know, I'm sure you're familiar with RCA plugs, they're color coded. Right is red, left is white. Power cable here. So I'm not going to use any of these any of these other inputs or this output in the back here for balanced headphones. I'm just using my Beats headphones. I'm not a big headphone guy. At some point, I probably need to invest in some, unless somebody wants to send me some to test. That would be great too. But I'm just using my Beats headphones. They're Beats, I think, Studio. But they have this mini stereo plug. So we can't plug it in directly, but they did give us this adapter here. I didn't notice it when I was doing the unboxing, but it's actually got threads on the inside. So if you have one of the threaded ones, it'll actually thread into it. Mine's not like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug it in. So just to kind of go over some of these inputs or buttons and switches that we have here. Of course, we have the power button. Input, we're plugged into input number 1. So when this thing comes on, I would assume it's on the first one, but I don't know. But we'll get that. Power match. This one confused a lot of people. So this is the gain. If I was plugging this directly into a turntable without a preamp, I may need to turn up the gain depending on what kind of cartridge that I have on it. I am going to be using a Fosi Audio Box X4 tube amp for this just because I've already got everything set up and it's a much cleaner sound, much better than not using one. And I don't know honestly if this can handle not using it. Well, there's only one way to find out, so I'll probably go ahead and plug it in without it. I'm sure I'll get some comments as to, you know, how I could be so dumb as to not know it. But, these are questions you're going to ask when you get it. And, you know, unless you're some pro audio guy, you don't know all the answers. So you find out by plugging stuff in the wrong way and learning from it. This, of course, is the headphone jack. This is for balanced headphones if you have some. That would be a much higher end set of headphones than I obviously have. And this little button right here. So this toggles between X bass and X space. If it's like the other Fosi Audio stuff, you can also toggle both on or both off at the same time. We'll find out in a minute. What that is, X bass basically corrects the bass frequency. So depending on what kind of speakers you're using or what kind of headphones you're using, you may experience a little bit better bass with that. X space is, in my opinion, strictly a headphone thing. What that is basically if you're wearing headphones, you're obviously getting, you know, the sound out of the two speakers right next to your ear. So it's a little harder for them to create a sound that feels like it's around you, like having surround sound speakers. So X space makes it feel more like the room is full of music, not just playing, you know, directly into each ear. So it kind of makes it sound a little more rich, a little more full. But let's go ahead and put these on. I've already got this spinning. Hopefully I haven't run out of record yet. So go ahead and just turn this on. So as far as preamps go, or really amps in general, I try not to ever get below or above like halfway. Typically somewhere in the middle is the sweet spot. So we'll just go ahead and do that with that. And let's hit the power button here. And okay, so input number 1 is flashing, which is the correct one. We're at 0 gain. And the X bass and X bass is turned off. So we're going to go ahead and turn the volume up. So that sounds pretty good. It's got a lot of detail. So I'm just going to cycle through the power match here. So I think it does need a little bit of gain from the sound of it, and I could probably adjust that over here. In fact, I may turn that down a little bit and give it a little more volume here. Yeah, so that gives it a little bit more clarity. You know, you can kind of hear the individual instruments, good vocals. Let's try out the X bass. I'm just going to cycle through and turn that off. So it does make a difference. It's kind of hard to put my finger on exactly what it's doing, but the bass definitely sound, you know, it doesn't sound overpowering. It's almost more overpowering without it. Of course, I'm wearing Beats headphones, you know, they're a little bass heavy, but that definitely kind of smooths it out, makes it more balanced sounding. It does sound a lot better with that on. Let's try X space. Yeah, so that, you know, it does kind of feel like more, I don't know, more 3D sound, if that makes sense. Let's try it with both on. Yeah, so if I was listening to this for any length of time, I would definitely have both of those turned on. That does make a difference. More so than I would have expected with the bass. The X bass really does make a huge difference here. Again, it could be the headphones that I'm wearing, but I think it sounds really, really good. The clarity in this is really good, and it's really powerful. I mean, you can see I'm not even a quarter of the way up. Of course, I also have this preamp too that I can adjust things with, but yeah, I really like where it's at right now as far as clarity and everything. It sounds really, really good. So I think my album there is about to end, so I'll go ahead and unplug this. But yeah, I mean, honestly, this is a really nice little amp. It has some real weight to it. I think I said that in the unboxing, but I mean, it's really well built. You know, some of these have really thin cases. This one does not. This one, I mean, you can see the thickness of it. It is really well built. Honestly, I wouldn't hesitate to buy that again. I'd love to hear it with some balanced headphones because it does sound just absolutely incredible with, you know, just the cheap headphones that I have. So, you know, I wouldn't hesitate to try this with a better one. I would probably get this before I get the good headphones if I was doing one or the other, just to kind of see what I like. But I think with this, my headphone repertoire might increase a little bit there. But you know, give it a shot. I mean, and honestly, anything iFi is really good. They do make preamps. I just don't happen to have one of their preamps here with me right now. Although this supposedly can be used at it. So you know what? I'm going to real quick. I'm going to play with it a little bit. I'm going to reset this record, and we're going to just do that up at the beginning again. Actually, wait. We're not going to do that. We're going to use this directly. So I'm just going to unplug that, unplug the input from the turntable, and I know everybody's going to jump on me for doing that while it's turned on. Yeah, I just did that. So let's plug in. It's already turned on to 1, so let's see. So it's definitely obviously a very weak signal right now, but I can hear it. I'm getting a lot of buzz, a lot of feedback if I go too high, but let's increase the gain a little bit. Yeah, so actually, I mean, it does work without a preamp. I will say if I turn the volume up too high, like right there, it's not, it's almost as loud as it was before with the preamp, and I'm getting some buzz to it. You know, maybe with balanced headphones that would be different. Yeah, it calls it a preamp. Maybe they're not talking about phono preamp, but I certainly would use a phono preamp if I'm doing this with a turntable, and that's really just because you know they have such low output. This is a moving magnet cartridge. I would assume you wouldn't hear anything if you're using a moving coil cartridge unless it's a high output moving coil cartridge, and then it acts more like a moving magnet. But yeah, I think. I would probably stick to, you know, digital formats. You know, obviously if you hook this up to a computer or you hook it up to a phone or a CD player, a DAC or something like that, I think it would be perfect. If using it with a turntable, I would just get a preamp to go with that. But yeah, I mean, it's a great little device. Wouldn't hesitate to buy it again. Well, buy it. I didn't buy it this time. Obviously, they sent it to me, but yeah, I certainly would. Yeah, if you have any questions or comments, please put it in the comments and like and subscribe so I can get more free stuff to talk about. And we'll catch you later.